Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it. Hey everybody, this is Cornelius Lindsey.
Hey y'all, this is Heather Lindsey, and I am so excited because this is our very first podcast, Life with the Lindseys. Come on, let's go.
You know, we are sharing our life with you, and we want to be as transparent and as vulnerable as we possibly can. We just want to share life with you and give it to you from our perspective. Now, my wife and I, we are night and day. I guess you can guess. I'm mostly night. She's day.
I'm happy.
That doesn't mean I'm dark, does it? I mean,
I'm just happy.
Yeah, you're happy. I call my wife Sunshine because, literally she brought sunshine into my life because it was dark. It was really dark.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm night, she's day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really amazing. We're going to share so much fatherhood, motherhood, life, traveling, ministry, all of that stuff.
Parenting, entrepreneurship, all of those things. I feel like when we got started, even just when we, as newlyweds, and even when I was a single, I felt like I didn't have a place where I could go to get sound biblical advice. So I really pray that we can help bring that to people.
Yeah. The cool thing is so to give you a little background about us, my wife and I, we got married August the 14th.
Get it right.
Yeah, right. My bad. August the 14th, 2010. We planted a church in Atlanta, Georgia called the Gathering Oasis Church. We call it The Go because, we're hip, we're fresh, we're cool. It's a non-denominational church in Atlanta, Georgia. We also have a campus in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. And you want to tell them about our kids? They're really amazing.
So we have 3 precious kids. Our oldest one is Logan, and he's 6. And then there's Taylor, who's 4, and Roman, who is 1.
So Logan looks like me, but he acts like you.
He's so saved.
Yeah. Taylor looks like you, but she acts like me.
He does, which is so confusing.
And it's so amazing. And Roman is literally going to fight for God because he fights everybody else right now.
Pray for us, y'all. I want to share just really quick how we met.
Oh my goodness.
So people can, get a little background.
Can I tell, is it your side of the story or mine?
I'm going to tell the right side.
Oh my gosh, here it is.
As you guys know, I'm always right because I'm a woman.
There we go. Up, there it goes. There it goes.
I'm kidding.
We finally had a woman to say it.
Okay, so my husband and I went to the same church. I was single living in New York City, and he was single living in Atlanta. He would fly up to New York for work, and he worked at a church at the time, and I attended the church in New York City, and we walked by each other for 3 years straight. We'd be in meetings where we were just a couple minutes, literally a couple feet from each other, and one day we just connected. We actually connected on Facebook. We were already Facebook friends, but I remember we were trying to figure out what we were eating for the fast that day. And I went online and I couldn't figure it out. And I saw that he was online and I knew he was the assistant to the pastor. And so I looked over to him, or I messaged him. I said, hey, this is Heather from the New York church. Can we eat that or this for the fast? And he responded with...
I said, yeah. We could. It was honey and it was almond milk. And I was like, yeah. Bees, flour, honey, and almonds. They come from the ground. And I didn't know you could make milk out of almonds, but whatever. New revelation for me.
And so I said, all right, thank you. It was me and my girlfriend sitting together at the computer. So I went to close the computer and my sound was on. So I heard a little click, like a little thing. So I said, I opened it back up. Not thinking because I just asked him a question. That's all I needed. I had no other motive or intention. And just to make that clear. And he said he's going to put a pig in the ground and grow it.
I did.
It is the Daniel fast.
Now you do know what I was doing while I was waiting to respond, right?
What?
I was going through your Facebook page.
Oh, I see.
Absolutely. I was going through your Facebook page. Like, hold on, who is this woman? And why is she asking me about the fast? I didn't believe you. So I don't know. At first I thought I was being catfish. I was like, well, let me just see who this person is. So I started going through your page.
I'm like, this is Heather from the New York church. You talked to me so many times.
You know, I remember seeing you, but I wasn't like interested.
Yeah, me either. I wasn't like,
I was like, I remember seeing you around, but I was like, I don't know if this is really you. I don't really know what this is. So I didn't know.
Yeah. So pretty much he asked me who helped me carry my groceries home.
Amen. I'm trying to tell you, brothers, like to all my single guys out there, you know, it's a smooth way to do it. Like, I wanted to know if she was married or not. So I was like, hey, are you know, who's helping you carry your groceries home? And she's like, oh, nobody helps me carry my groceries. I'm like, boom, bada, bada, bing. I'm in.
Right.
I'm in.
So on our very first date, he asked me if I'm willing to move to Atlanta, Georgia when we get married. And I'm thinking like, this man is talking about marriage on the first date. Although I liked it, it scared me a little bit because I'd never met anybody that was so direct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before that, my relationships were garbage. I mean,
Trash.
They were trash.
So was mine.
And I just got to the point where I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. I mean, the relationship that I was in before I met my wife, it was like, I mean, we were together for like 8 years, and it was like on again, off again. I thought we were gonna get married because I was really comfortable. And then like after that, I got into some very abusive relationships.
But you weren't you were the abuser. Let's just help the sisters out.
Look, okay, it wasn't physical abuse. It was emotional abuse, and I can't admit that.
Tell them what you did.
Well, there was this one girl. She liked to cook, and so I wanted to encourage her gift.
Oh, God.
And so I would ask her to come over to the house, and she'd come over to the house and she would cook for me. And I thought that was like very, very kind of her.
And she was like, what we about to do next?
I mean, nothing, because all I wanted her to do was cook.
And then leave you alone.
There was one girl, she would like to clean, and she did a really good job with my laundry. So she would come over. She'd come over. Already people hate me. But she would come over, she'd do my laundry. So I was a user. I was a big time manipulator, and you know what? The Lord was working on my heart, and thank God he did. And I changed. I got single for like a month and a half, and then you came along. So that was it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I was a user too. I was a user in a different way. I would just use guys for meals, like take me out to eat, stuff like that. Just to, you know.
What is the secret when you women do that? I mean, you guys do a lot. Like, you got to take guys out. So, I mean, like, is that a thing? Is that a thing in the community where, like, yo, we're going to take this man out because we're going to get a free meal?
No. He was taking me out. I wasn't paying for the meal.
That's what I'm saying. No, so you got a free meal from it.
Okay, I got a free meal from it, but I wasted my time. So I actually lost out because I can't get my time back. But you did
get a free meal. I mean, you got good food.
That's debatable. So I feel like...
Did you pick the restaurant or did they?
No. So I would let them date me and take me out. I let them. Okay. But then I realized I'm wasting my time.
You don't know how to use people right.
I didn't. I wasn't a good user because I always felt bad. Like I felt bad for him.
Where did this conversation go?
I know, right? But seriously, then I got to the point where I was like, I'm wasting my time. So I went on a man fast for about 8 months to a year where I was not dating. And then you came along.
Yeah, mine was much shorter. But
yeah. And I remember on the end of our first date, you asked me how and I remember you said something to me. You said, the Lord told me to wait to kiss you until our wedding day. And I actually prayed for a man that would not kiss me until our wedding day.
Yeah. So okay, the way that went, because somebody listening, they're like, that is completely crazy. So my wife, well, at that time our first date, Heather went to the bathroom and she was in the bathroom. I felt God just asked me a question, and he asked me, how are you going to end this date? And I said, like I do any other date, I'm going to kiss her, walk her to the whatever, and just kind of go from there. And he said something to me. He said, she doesn't belong to you. And when I heard that, I thought, well, this is new for me. And he said, will you honor me by honoring her, by not kissing her until you get married? Because most of my other relationships were very toxic. Yeah. And, it was easy to end an argument through physicality rather than it was to end, to have a real conversation with somebody. So to talk that out with her was very different. So I actually thought that you were gonna see it as a turnoff. So when you came out the bathroom, I was super nervous to say it. I was like, you know what?
Nervous? You're so cute.
Whatever. I was like, this is remember I said, this is the conversation I just had, and I kind of throw in God's name in there because I'm like, hey, the big guy is telling me this. So if you get mad at me, it's really him. And then that's when, you were like, yeah, okay, we'll see.
Were you ready to walk away if I said no?
I was, because it wasn't like final for us yet. Like we weren't really in a relationship. So if you were like, no, I don't want that, then I'd be like, well, okay, well, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually prayed and asked God for a man that wouldn't kiss me. So when you said that, I thought that was amazing in confirmation. And I'd only been in dysfunctional relationships before you. I mean, nothing was godly about any of the relationships I had before you. So to hear a man lead in that way, it meant a lot to me because I had a very difficult time respecting men. And I just felt like men are users and they just want to have sex with you before marriage to test you out to see if it's something they want. But who is going to lead me in this area?
Yeah.
And
see, my issue was that I've always been the good kid. I've always been the good boy. I've always been the clean cut one where nobody ever would, suspect. So I was always able to get away with stuff. So even when I was dating the young lady for like 8 years, I was still, and it's so bad to say, even behind her back, because like I was still doing things that I probably should not have done, and so that was my life. So when I met you, I knew this has to be different, and so it became something that was different.
Yeah, and it was very difficult. I think courtship was hard because I'm a very physical person, like touchy feely, and so my idea of dating or courting was just like cuddling and hanging out and holding hands and touching and being affectionate.
Yeah.
And yours was totally different, which was a disaster. And that's a whole nother episode that we'll talk about later. But we got married a year and 8 months later. And then we had already started ministry. We had already started preaching before that.
Yeah.
And then we made our move to Mississippi. We were there for about a year and a half, and the Lord really prepared us. And that's where I started Pinky Promise, which is a women's organization that I started that just encourages women to live for Jesus. And then after that, we officially started our church, Pinky Promise conferences, my online boutique. Prior to even starting ministries, the Lord told me to start blogging. And I really just want to share with people how we kind of jumped into that in just a moment. Okay, so we've been super busy lately and we just had so much going on with our schedule. So I've decided to start using HelloFresh because it helps me the step-by-step recipes. I can get the food done in 30 minutes to the table. And tell me, babe, what did you think about the steak I made you last night?
The steak was delicious. I think we had like sweet potatoes.
Yes.
But I love the rosemary. I love the fact that it's already prepackaged and there's really something in there for everybody. So whether you're calorie smart, vegetarian, I mean, you're vegan, I'm a meat eater, but something in there, and the kids love it too.
I love that we can cancel and add meals and take them away, change our delivery days and skip a week if we need it.
Yeah, that stuff is absolutely amazing. But the cool thing about it is HelloFresh has something for you. You can get 9 free meals with HelloFresh by going to HelloFresh.com/LWL9 and using code LWL9. Again, 9 free meals with HelloFresh by going to HelloFresh.com/LWL9 and using code LWL9.
So yes, I mean you started blogging and you started, getting on social media. And back then, like I hated social media.
I made you get on.
Oh yeah, you made me get on. I'll never forget the day you told me about it. You should get on Twitter. You should tell our story. And I was like, who are these people? And why do I even care about telling them my story? Like they don't know me. They don't judge me. It was so bad. But that became our story.
It did. So I started blogging and the Lord just told me to write about certain areas that were on my heart. And I would just write and nobody would read them. Nobody would read, but it didn't matter because I'm like, God told me to do it and I'm going to do it. And that's all that matters. So I continued to write. And I remember one day I looked at my count and I had like 14 million views. And I guess something went viral. I don't know. I just continued at it. And I think that helped push the women, my market and, who the women are into Pinky Promise and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And my boutique and stuff like that. So,
the cool thing is like, so you but between the two of us, you are extremely extroverted.
Oh gosh,
yes. You're extremely extroverted, and then I am the introverted one, which is so 100%. Crazy because, I pastor a church, a multi-campus church, and I'm completely
Atlanta,
introverted.
Georgia.
And the crazy thing about it is that I get so much anxiety every Sunday morning when the doors open. We have 2 services right now, and I get anxiety every Sunday morning whenever those doors open because I'm like, here comes the people. They're going to want to touch me. And I got to smile and have to be on, and this is going to be crazy. So, but I mean, you're very extroverted. So it was very easy. I feel like it was very easy for you to kind of share your story. And over the period of years, it's taken me time to be like, okay, I actually want to share who I am with people. And that's been a journey for me as well. And
I think you were a little more private than I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I remember the Lord told me in about 2005 that there's going to be a point where people are going on social media much more than they are reading their Bible and reading their words. So he said, when people get on social media, I want you to direct them to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. That's why I love social media. It's easy for me to be on social media. It's easy for me to talk about Jesus and myself and my stories because I am extroverted and people give me even more energy. So I love to share. And on top of that, I have wrote 9 books so far.
Yeah. My wife has written 9 books. Crazy, right? And I've self-published 13 books. And crazy thing is that we did 9, she did 9, I did 13. And we self-published these books in a span of 6 years. So
you've been very busy.
Yeah, it was a very, 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 very busy period of life. During that time, we launched a church in January 2013. Yeah. Our first kid, Logan, he was born March 2013. So you got to imagine we have a new kid, a new church. So every time I look at our church and I'm like, you're not getting it together, I think, okay, look at Logan. He's going to be okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. He's 6 years old. We're going to grow up. We'll be okay. But we launched church in January 2013. We did, our first kid was born March 2013. We had the books going. We were traveling, speaking, and all this other kind of stuff. So life really got busy for us very, very quickly. And we were having to really juggle a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing is that so I'm first generation preacher. My wife is also a first generation preacher. So we didn't have a model to really look at. Our parents are amazing in their own way and what they've done, but they weren't preachers. So we didn't really have models to look at and really, okay, what does this entail? So when things started happening, we're kind of learning on the fly. And I mean, years later, we're still
and thousands of dollars later,
and many, many mistakes later, we're still kind of learning on the fly.
Yeah. So, and figuring it out. You know what I mean? And so that's another thing I really want to help people with was the people that, need to start up, the startup people. You know what I mean? Like the people that are like, hey, I'm first generation this, or even people that are in it that are still trying to figure out what has God called me to do. Another thing I really want to highlight and talk about is we were very frustrated with the book process. Remember that we couldn't find a good agency that wanted to work with us about publishing. So we said, we're just going to do it ourselves. Yeah. And we just felt like if we can't get invited to the table, we're going to create the table ourselves.
And that's just how we are. We're like, screw it. You don't want to help us? Get out of our way. We'll do it ourselves. And we've been doing that for many, many years. And thankfully, life has gotten a lot easier so that we have other people who are like, hey, we can really help you do this. And we're like, okay, this makes it a lot easier. But
that's why we started our publishing company.
We did. We started a book publishing company. What was that? 4 years ago?
4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago. So now we self-publish books.
Hundreds of books. It's been great.
Over the years, we self-published hundreds of books from children's books to cookbooks to, I mean, you name it. We've done it. It's been absolutely amazing since then. So it's been absolutely amazing.
Yes. A few other just tips and little things about us and things that you can know. I really wanted to host television. That was something that I was just so passionate about. And I laid down hosting television for a season, and the Lord gave me an opportunity to host TV again. And then I laid that down because I felt like the Lord wanted me to lay that down as well. I just feel like we've got so many seasons and so many things that we've walked through, from having a miscarriage to starting multiple businesses to venturing off in different things that I feel like we can really just help people with, things that we've gone through, ups and downs in marriages. Marriages is not perfect.
Yeah.
Marriage can be tough. Parenting can be tough.
Yeah. What I mean, as we like go to the end of this, I think it would just be good to just kind of tell some of our hobbies, like some of the things we like to do. I know we're complete opposites, but
totally
some of the things we really like to do, just kind of giving you all a good taste of who we are and why life with the Lindseys is exactly what you want to be a part of.
Yes. So I guess I can go first.
Go.
I love girl time in whatever way that looks. It just refreshes me. I just love spending time with my girlfriends.
Estrogen fest.
That's right. I love spending time with my husband.
Yes.
Who I just love so much, and my children. That's a big thing. I think the best part of my day is sitting down for dinner with you guys and the kids and just talking. I love spas. I love working out if it requires not sweating too much. As I get older, we'll probably do an episode on Botox, and if you think it's okay, because I'm probably getting some as I get older. No shame.
Right, here we go.
I love watching HGTV, Shark Tank, coming up with new business ideas. And I love to travel, specifically with my husband, alone with nobody else.
So, I mean, one thing we both like to travel. One of the things we like to do together is whenever we get to a resort, one of the things we always do is we always order we get the French fries, but we have them to do Parmesan truffle fries. So my wife is a vegan.
Come on, vegan people.
She's been vegan for many years. So, I mean, that's a condition. She's working through it. But she's vegan. So we have to get the Parmesan on the side, or just order two. We do the Parmesan truffle fries, which is really good. But we both like to travel together. We both like, we like the lifestyle that we live. I love politics. I love government. I love wrestling. I love wrestling. I love USC, all that other kind of stuff too. But I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid.
You have.
I've been like a wrestling fan. People always ask me who was my favorite wrestler, and I'm a pastor, but it's the Undertaker.
It is. It definitely.
It's the Undertaker, and then like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's like, I mean, as a pastor, it's
right.
I would get like the dead man and the rattlesnake, but who cares? I mean, don't judge me. And I also love the gym. The complete opposite of my wife. If I'm not sweating or halfway dead when I get finished working out, I didn't work out.
That's not fun.
It's super fun to me. That's just super fun to me.
What about sports? So my husband hates sports, but I love them.
Hate sports. I just not I hate them. It's just I don't understand them. I get no enjoyment out of watching.
I invited you to a game, courtside seats, and with LeBron, which is the best. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. So wherever LeBron goes, I go too. Okay, so I'm a LeBron fan, and you won't come to the game with me.
No, I won't.
Isn't that sad?
I just don't. I mean, for what? For why?
Babe.
And then sit on courtside. But you also have to think, I'm also introverted. I don't want to be around a big group of people. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with being by myself. And I'm okay with, because I'm in there, I'm thinking in my head, I gotta be around people. I gotta, go through traffic and getting there. I gotta park. And then I park, I gotta get inside, which bunch of people inside. I'm sitting courtside, which is, amazing seats. But then I'm thinking, when I get ready to leave, I got to go through groups of people in order to get out. Then I got to go through the parking lot. Absolutely. I got to wait in traffic to get out. And I'm just like, I can do all of that, or I can just sit at home and not watch the game, which sounds a lot more enjoyable than actually going through all of that stuff to try to go enjoy it.
And create a new memory with your wife of almost 10 years. Here we go. I will go. Here's the thing. And you have me on record as saying this. I will go to a game with you at some point in our marriage. That's so annoying. That's so annoying.
The same way we're going to do that. We're going to do that horse and buggy ride. One day in our marriage.
That's so annoying. I just cannot.
I'm just saying what is going to happen.
Babe, but you're not giving me a deadline.
Of course, because you know what? You don't want to. The Bible tells us something very specific. The Bible says, I don't know, just pick a scripture, but it just says something about don't do it.
And this is what I've learned. I've learned not to wait around for my husband to be excited about things. And I go and do them by myself or with a girlfriend.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. That's okay to be able to.
Sometimes people have expectations in marriage.
They do.
That their husband's going to be super romantic, and
it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be amazing, because that's actually what we're talking about on our next episode. So, man, we're super excited to have you guys to join us, man. Connect with us in every single way. Social media. This is Cornelius. My wife is Heather L. Love on Instagram, Twitter. Man, we just love you guys, and we're so excited that we get a chance to share our life with you through Life with the Lindseys.
Yes, and make sure you subscribe and tell all your friends, your mama, your cousin, your grandparents, whoever. We're going to be talking about some really awesome stuff. So I love you guys.
And also, just to finish this off, Nick, on the next episode, we're going to start this really, really cool segment called Ask the Lindseys, where we're going to be going through our social media, getting some great questions, and we're going to be answering them on this podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Bye.